Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin and I have a croaky voice today. Sorry, I have some sort of throat or chesty thing. I'm not sure what it is, but it's just making me sound like a man. I'm just doing a quick video while I make some meatballs. I'm just shaping them and putting them into the slow cooker. I've already put the sauce together, so I added 2 tins of tomatoes, a bay leaf, oregano, rosemary, salt, pepper, sugar. I'm trying to think of garlic. And then I'm adding meatballs. I decided to make my own because there was more meat for the same price, and then I've bulked it out by blending steel breadsticks and some crackers that we had they'd gone soft as well, and just to make it go further. And it really does help because I've made so many already and I've got loads left, so don't worry, I will wash my hands properly after this, and I have beforehand too. So this is my last day of freedom, kind of, although my kids are going to a summer scheme tomorrow, so I'm kind of cheating. But yeah, they have a half day today, so I have to leave soon to pick them up. We're going to use our Vitality membership, which I told you about, and go to the soft play centre, so that's free. I felt tempted because they won't have had lunch yet to go for lunch, but I've gone into extreme frugal mode and I decided to just make sandwiches and pack lunches for them in their lunch boxes for the car on the way there. So we're having sandwiches and strawberries, and there's some cookies and pepperoni. I bought some pepperoni instead of pepperami this week because it's kind of the same thing but way cheaper, and then you can just give them a few slices instead of a pepperami, because whenever I buy those kind of convenience foods for lunches, it ends up being so expensive. And I actually think my kids get quite spoiled about it, because this morning my daughter opened the fridge and she was like, "Where is everything? The fridge is empty." And we got a food shop last night, but because I didn't get individually packed snacks, clearly they've got too used to that, and my older daughter was being really like cheeky about it. So whenever I go into like frugal mode, I cut all of those things out and I try to just do my own portions of things. Like, I don't need to buy cheese strings, I can just give them little cubes of cheese, and like I can cut up our own fruit. Like, I always do that anyway. They don't have like those fruit leather snacks this week, they can just have fresh fruit instead. I also have a bag of dried cranberries, which my daughter really likes, and I might have some dried mango, so I'll just portion it out by myself instead. Sorry, I feel like you've got a really boring view right now, but it's the only place I can kind of fit you while I'm making meatballs in my tiny kitchen. And yeah, like, I just want to do a quick bit of cleaning before I pick them up. Then I got a phone call from my partner in work. He told me that he cut his finger really badly, so I had to take him to hospital to get stitches possibly. So I had to drop him and go because I'd literally left like mid making lunches, and I have to go get the girls soon too, so it's turning into a kind of busy day. And I've just decided, like, this summer, my project for the summer is to go into extreme frugal living mode. And I've been reading and watching things that get me in the right mindset for that, and I find that doing that makes me see it as a game and a challenge for myself instead of like a punishment or deprivation. And I've been reading the Tightwad Gazette, which I have a copy of, I've had for years, and I do go through it now and again, but I've actually started reading it like the whole way through for the first time, and it's really inspiring, and some of the ideas in it make me laugh. Like, they're just funny. Like, there was one that was to make your own cookie cutter out of a tuna can, and I was just thinking that's so dangerous actually, because it said to use pliers to bend it into a heart shape. But if you think about how sharp the edge of a can is, if you let your kids near it or something, it's just like a recipe for disaster. So some of the ideas I find really funny, and then other ones are really useful and inspiring, but it just gets you in a frugal mindset in general, so that's why I like it. And yeah, I just love sitting and relaxing and reading it. And I'm not in the mood to read heavy stuff at the minute. I started The Glassmaker. I can't get into it, and the librarian actually told me that she didn't enjoy it either, so I think I might give up on that. I've started the Inheritance games, which I think is aimed at teenagers, so yeah, that will be interesting because it's part of a series, and the librarian's already kept me the second volume for next time I call in. And we're really lucky because over the summer I found out the library around the corner from us is going to be doing like weekly activities as part of the big summer read. So as well as giving out booklets for reading challenges for kids, they are doing a weekly event that is themed some part of history. For example, Romans, Egyptians. This week they're making a volcano, so we're going to go to that, and it's like fun activities for kids and experiments and things. So I'm going to try and go all of the weeks that we're here. Obviously we're in Spain for 1 week, so I can't go then. I'm still deliberating about what to do about my daughter's birthday. She went to 2 parties at the weekend, and it made me feel kind of bad because I realised, like, last year I did a party for her, and sorry, I'm just tidying as I go. Yeah, she had her friends over to the house and I did a spa party. So I used my foot spa, painted nails, I got some like tattoos for kids and just like little creative things to do at the table, and made it into a little home spa with like calm music and like pretend candles and stuff. And she really loved it and had quite a few friends around, like there were about 10 of them. And I think she really enjoyed that. It didn't cost a lot, but it just took some organisation on my part. And this year I was kind of lazier and booked something to do together, which is to go to a spa. But like, I feel like she's going to miss out on seeing her friends, and I don't know if I should just arrange like a play date as well, or try and do like a little dinner party or something with her friends another day. But I feel like my kids are always measuring what one gets against the other. I know that's normal for kids, but my other daughter had one friend over by choice for her birthday this year, and we went to laser tag. So now if I do 2 things, for example, for her sister, it'll be like, oh, I only got to do 1 thing. So yeah, you can let me know what you think about that. The spa experience sounds really good. It's like a mother and daughter one. You go and get like, there's a hot tub, a relaxation room. They can get their nails painted or a facial, and I can get a facial or a massage, and then I think you get like drinks and fruit. It just sounds really relaxing, and I think they'll enjoy that because they like the idea of going to a spa and they haven't done anything like that before, so it'll be new to them. So yeah, I'm just going to clear up while I'm talking to you. So apart from the Tightwad Gazette, I have been looking out for other frugal reads and trying to see what I can find that is cheap. Or I actually scoured the library, you know, the Libby app, to look for frugal living books on it, and I was surprised how little there was. And when I was in the library at the weekend, I couldn't find any books specifically on frugal living. I just found some like recipe books, books on DIY and crafting and stuff like that. But I would like to look out for more frugal books, and I'm going to see if I can find any online. I'm also thinking about, I haven't decided completely yet, but I have a very, very old Kindle and I never use it anymore because the cover broke, and if I'm reading Kindle books, I'll do it on my phone on the app. So I'm thinking about maybe charging it, filling it with whatever free kids books I can find, and letting my kids use it, because it might get them more into reading like just books that are text and not pictures. but I'll see about that. I'm not sure. So I will show you here. So this is what dinner looks like at the minute, and I'm sure it'll look a lot more appetizing when it's actually cooked. So I'm just thinking about what other frugal things we've been doing. We went to the water park yesterday, which was free, in the afternoon after my daughter went to the birthday party. We went there and it was so busy because it was Sunday and like the start of the summer holidays for a lot of kids. I think my kids are some of the only ones that are still in school today. Most are already off. And yeah, what else did we do this weekend? Went to the library, walked potato, sort of stayed close to home on Saturday. If you have any frugal living tips, feel free to share them below, or any books about frugal living that you've really enjoyed reading, or like any videos, like any other content creators that you like to watch. As you know, like, I love Kate Singh and I find her really inspiring. Yeah, there's a book I'm reading at the minute called The Ultimate Guide to Frugal Living by Daisy Luther, and I found it for $1.99 on Kindle, and it is quite long and has a lot in it, and I would really recommend it because I think it is very inspiring in the same way that the Tightwad Gazette is, for giving you loads of tips and just getting you into a frugal mindset and thinking about how to do things creatively. And just so far it's well worth the expense. Like, it was very cheap for all that it contains, and I know I'll read it again and again, and I want to find more books like that. Like, I have got things like, thanks to watching Kate Singh, I also love Connie Hultquist and her books. I have a Christmas one and Dear Kitchen Saints, which I read over and over again. With frugal books, I find you can read them over and over more than I would like fiction, and I just find them really helpful to keep me on track and get me in a mindset where I am always thinking about ways to go get round spending when I don't need to. So yeah, this summer that is my main plan. I really want to save money. We've had an expensive month and I need some time to build up more of an emergency fund. And there's a few things still coming up, like I have to get my daughter's school uniform. On Tuesday we are going to a uniform swap where I'm hoping I'll be able to get some pieces of her uniform for free. And yeah, that kind of thing is very helpful, because obviously, like, going to a new school and having to start from scratch buying the uniform, it's quite a lot. And thankfully the school she's going to, they seem to keep things simple and take into account the fact that people might not have loads of money. And I don't find the stationery list to be anything crazy compared to my daughter's school. Like, I think they don't really expect very much. And I actually ordered a lot of their school supplies off Vinted at the weekend, and I let both of them pick their own school bag. So they got like second-hand school bags, but they were new, like unused ones. And at least I know they will like them and use them then, because they've chosen them themselves. We got pencil cases from the same place, and then I've just got like stationery from different places. But I think in some ways avoiding going into the shops to do it makes it less likely you will end up spending more than you plan to, because you can track it as you go and search for specific items instead of just generally looking around. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do this year, and I just want to keep our expenses as low as possible and save up for not just the emergency fund, but like for fun activities to do that. Like, I like being able to go on holiday, and when we're away, like, I'd like to have some extra money saved for that in case we do want to do any day trips. My partner and my brother-in-law are talking about going to a theme park, so we might do that, but I will see. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in and say hi before the holidays start, and there's just like craziness constantly, and I will make another video soon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Have a great day. Bye.